Welcome to the Global Digital Conference, Let's Talk AI. I'm John.
And I'm Rich, and we'll be your host today. Let's Talk AI.
So we've got some amazing content lined up for you today. We're going to hear from some really senior Google Cloud leaders, from Diane Green herself, the CEO of Google Cloud, from Andrew Moore, the Vice President of Engineering, from Rajan Seth, who is the Director of Product Management for AI in Google Cloud. These guys all talking at a very exclusive event in sunny San Francisco last week, and we've brought the very best of that content to share with you today.
So today we're going to cover 3 tracks. The first track will be data, followed by AI and Internet of Things. We'll also have a Q&A panel with some ML specialists. And then following that, we'll also have a section for customer stories from industry pioneers, such as King, Urban Sharing, Metro, and iGenius. So John, did you know that there was a HBR survey where 3/4 of companies believe that AI will transform their companies in the next 3 years?
Well, Rich, it's definitely a hot topic. All of the customers that I talk to, one of the top items they are asking about is machine learning and artificial intelligence. And that's really why we're here today. We've got a whole slew of topics for you related to AI. And of course to data, which is a foundational part of any AI strategy. So Rich, AI is a huge topic of conversation amongst business leaders. Why are we talking AI at Google Cloud, and why did we put on that conference last week that we referred to?
Well, that's a really good question, John. So right now, AI and machine learning is a very topical subject. So we wanted to highlight how practical it is to use, firstly. And then we've also wanted to ensure that our customers and you, the audience, are able to see how AI can be used in practice. So today we're going to hear stories from enterprises in leading industries such as retail, marketing, video games, and technology. And our goal here is to bring home the realities about AI and not just live around the hype.
And yes, we've been talking about AI for decades now, but it really does seem different, and it feels now like we are moving past the hype.
Yes, and it's interesting because a recent MIT report released last year painted a picture on some of this hype. So in this report, there was a survey of almost 3,000 executives, in which it found 85% of those executives believed AI would allow their companies to obtain or sustain a competitive advantage. But only 1 in 5 companies have actually incorporated AI into their processes or products in their companies. It also found that there were less than 39% of all companies have an AI strategy in place. So there is a lot of will to incorporate AI. So now let's learn about the how, which is exactly why we're here today.
Okay, and talking about the how. Companies are looking for tools to help them on their AI journey, and on that journey, regardless of whether they actually already have a whole load of AI expertise in-house, or indeed, as many organizations do, they have developers, highly skilled developers, and they need the AI tools that are really more out of the box. So Google Cloud has a whole spectrum of AI tools that support a variety of these landscapes.
And in addition to that, John, it's also about the data as well. So AI isn't possible without data, so regardless of where you are in this particular journey. And organizations can vary in terms of that particular journey. So from having a large amount of untapped data and looking to clean it up and transform that data into a state that supports deeper analysis, to those who already have the data in place and are looking to do more traditional statistical and historical analysis. And they are looking to move into more predictive analysis and AI realm. So Google has a number of platform services and products that will aid you in this journey.
Okay, and yes, today we want you to feel equipped so that you can walk away from this and have an action plan and incorporate the data and AI solutions into your business today. So all of the tracks are for practitioners, for people who really want to get down into the weeds of learning and about building tools into their companies, into their processes. One other tip, and as Rich alluded to it earlier, if you are trying to find the best place to get started, then may I suggest that if AI is not yet in your business and you want to incorporate it, then really think about the data. Cleaning up the data is an absolute linchpin of where to start. So do consider starting on the data and analytics track. If you are already using AI, you have a strong data strategy, the AI track is absolutely perfect for you to jump into.
Now, while I'm super excited for the keynotes and breakout sessions, what else can our audience learn today?
So they'll learn absolutely a huge amount how developers can get started with AI with minimal ML expertise. We'll look at tools like AutoML, for example, that'll give intelligence from images and videos. We'll look at Dialogflow, which is really good for building chatbots. And also we will talk a little bit about educational courses like Coursera and Quick Labs.
Okay, well that's a great point to mention that there is a special offer available for the registrants and viewers of this video. So we're looking at 30 credits for Quick Labs to help discover Google's particular technologies around AI and big data. So we'll have access to BigQuery, Bigtable, Cloud Dataproc and Cloud Natural Languages, to mention a few. So what we're asking you to do is enroll in the baseline quest on Quick Labs, which will be around data, ML and AI. And then on completion of that, you will get another 30 credits to continue your learning journey. And hopefully this will allow you to see the benefits of AI and ML within your company. So post that, what we're going to do is do a live Q&A, and then we're going to open it up to questions.
Okay, and indeed you will be able to ask questions live. You will be able to answer those questions as well. We've got a team of Google specialist engineers standing by to answer your questions. But please ask questions, and please also feel free to contribute into the conversation and to answer some of those questions as well. We're going to explore the platform a little bit. You'll see a schedule tab on the left-hand side of your screen, and that'll give you the full schedule by region. We're running this across 3 regions. We're running it globally. So we started off in the US yesterday and then moved over to Asia Pacific and in Europe now. So you'll have details for all 12 sessions across all 3 tracks. It'll give you information about the abstracts, the start times, the speaker details, and then you can just simply click the Watch Live link to watch your session.
Excellent. Okay. So back to how to ask a question. So obviously you'll see an icon on the side, on the left-hand side. So when you click on that icon, you will be able to enter a question at that point in time. So the cool thing here is that anyone in the community can reply to that particular question and answer those questions as well. So feel free to jump into the conversation and even answer other people's questions as well.
Okay, excellent. And here's a bonus. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see an icon of a piano. So this is an AI duet demonstration. Lets you play a duet with the computer if you so choose. You can just click on the keyboard or use your computer keys. It uses TensorFlow, uses Tone.js, and tools from the Magenta project. And all of this is open source code, and it is available on GitHub. So in a moment, we're going to talk to another one of our guests, that is Omar Mahmood. Omar is a customer engineer in the team. And we're going to pause here. And Rich, thank you very much for your help. And
Thanks,
I believe you will be hosting the data and analytics track coming up. Is that right?
Yes, for my sins, that is correct.
Okay, so we look forward to hearing more from you shortly. Thank you very much. And I'm delighted to welcome Omar with me now. Omar is a Google Cloud customer engineer. That means he goes out and works with businesses, helping them on their journey to the cloud. Omar, welcome.
Thanks for having me, John.
So, Omar, AI seems to be gaining a lot of momentum right now. Why is that?
So I think there's probably 3 fundamental things that have kind of caused that. I think the science of artificial intelligence and machine learning, the field of study has been around for many years, but it's only now that we're able to kind of leverage that. And as I say, there's three key things that have enabled that. The first one is we're able to kind of capture and store vaster quantities of data. So machine learning works fundamentally by learning from examples, and so we need many large data sets and high quality data sets that are representative of the real world, and we're able to kind of actually store those huge volumes of data. The second thing is around compute capacity. So if we want to build technologies and algorithms that learn like humans do, we need far more computational capacity than you have in your laptop or in a data center. And in able to tap into that, we need to start thinking about the cloud, which has far greater kind of scale and range of tools and capability. And the third piece is around, there's been a lot of research and advancement around the algorithms and tools that support AI. From kind of like open source tooling like TensorFlow to things that have come out of the community. So they're just far more widely available. The education has improved. So there's just far more resources out there around the tooling that kind of enable this momentum that we're having right now.
Okay, so effectively that combination of things, getting the massive clean data, getting the compute power which is available in huge cloud computing, and in terms of having the tools, has all lowered the bar and made this more accessible for people.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So today we're diving into some specific industry solutions for AI and what we see customers doing today. What's your favorite AI use case?
So that's a really tough question, John. So I focus a lot of my time with retail customers, and we're seeing some really cool examples of where they're pushing the boundaries of what's possible. I've seen things like using image recognition in video to kind of track human traffic, and then once you understand where people are spending most time, you can start optimizing product placement and that sort of thing. But it's also more interesting things as well, like using chatbots to kind of offload that kind of resource contention on like contact centers, and also building a better understanding of the customer, so using speech to text, using sentiment analysis to really understand what is the customer saying. So I think for me there's probably more than one use case, but the things that are interesting right now in the industry.
Okay, and just to be clear, so things like that, the chatbots, the speech to text, so people actually calling in and that coming out, those are all being used today by businesses?
Yeah, very much, yeah.
Okay. And then for people who are implementing AI, what's one of the largest challenges that they face, and also what's Google doing to help with that?
Yeah, so what I see, one of the biggest challenges is that different organizations are at different levels of organization maturity in terms of where they are on their journey. Some are just sort of dipping their toe into machine learning and AI. Yep. Some have a team of data scientists and they want to kind of leverage tools right now. So what we're doing at Google to kind of address that spectrum of needs is we have a range of offerings, and we're trying to sort of democratize the machine learning offering. So at the very core, we have our kind of AI platform, which is the kind of low-level tools that are required by data scientists, like TPUs and GPUs to accelerate the process of machine learning, the compute capacity for those folks that need it. But then on the other end of the spectrum, we also have the building blocks for AI. So that's things like image recognition, speech to text, and those sort of services that can be easily integrated without needing a data scientist, without needing to write a line of code. So that's how we're helping.
Okay, so not always needing data scientists then.
Precisely, yeah.
Omer, thank you very much. We're now going to move on to the keynotes, and I'm delighted to introduce next, we've got Diane Green coming up. She is our CEO of Google Cloud, as I mentioned earlier, speaking at an event last week, an exclusive event in sunny San Francisco. We're also going to hear from Andrew Moore, our Vice President of Engineering, from Rajan Seth, who is the Director of Product Management. Please do use the Q&A which is online, and please also feel free to answer some of those questions in addition to the Google experts. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.